Good morning. I'm going to show you how I added length to my locks, just so that you get a better understanding of how it's done. So this is my lock, right? I cut it recently. This is the Afro Kinky hair that I'll be using. And what I do is I pull, because this is supposed to be 18 inches. I take a small section, I pull it, I hold the rest like that so I can get the full length. Okay, so I want to make sure that I have a thick piece and two small pieces. So I'm going to go back to the bunch, the bulk, and grab two more pieces. And a fourth one just in case. So I like to prep a whole bunch of pieces so that I have them all ready to grab to extend the lock. So we got to make sure we have a small crochet hook. We want to make sure we have the 0.5 millimeter hook that we're going to use to instantly lock where our hair joins to the extension. And we want to be able to have scissors as well if need be. I usually rip it with my fingers. So with the lock, we're going to take the small crochet hook and find a spot. Now it needs to be at least an inch above, not necessarily at the end, because if you do it at the end, it'll pull and it will release. You want to make sure that it's embedded. So you put the hook in the middle of the lock, finding a spot, and making sure that the needle is in the hair, okay? I think I got to do a better job than that. There we go, okay? We take the first piece, which is the thicker one, right? And we stretch it out to make sure that it's on the hook itself. We close the hook, we pull one side through your lock, just like that, okay? We're going to separate one of them, one side, into two, and have three. So one is going to connect with your lock and the two are going to be the outer edges. And we're just going to start to compactly braid the extension in to the lock that is out all the way to the end so that the extension is embedded. We want to make sure that the braid is tight so that it's hugging the end of your lock. Now this should not be fatter than the lock itself. It should be the same width to have it seamlessly connect where you don't see a bubble to where the extension has been added. Now from this point, this is the trick, okay? It's not even a trick, it's just helpful. As soon as you pass your lock, the ending of lock, you're just gonna braid. Nothing tight, very loose because you want it to mimic a lock. So you're gonna braid it really loosely, even if it's messy, even if it's skipped, even if it's gappy. You're gonna do that just like that. I leave a little bit at the end because I want to extend it a little bit more. So I'm going to grab another piece to the, like a T like that. Take the third piece in the middle, web, start to braid a little bit, and then I'm going to split one of the longer parts and even each side out and just continue to braid from this point. Remember, you want it to be webby and messy. It doesn't have to be neat because this is creating an interlock effect as we go back over it with another braid. Okay, so I'm just going to continue all the way down because I want my locks to be at least longer than it is, even though this says 18 inches, the extensions. Stretched out it is, coiled up it is not. So I need to create. So don't mind the bubble. You'll see what I do with the bubble later on. So I'm just going to continue braiding down. It doesn't have to be neat. You're going to have some webbery. You pull it off, drop it, and there you go. Okay, so this we can easily instant lock. But now we're going to go over this part here with a thinner piece. Remember, we had 3 pieces originally. I put 4 just in case. So we're going to take this one, grab the hook itself above what you had put in. So we put it here. We're going to put it above. Okay. And make sure you get it in between your lock. Okay. Grab that piece, stretch it out. So I stretch it out with my fingers. My thumb, my finger will pull, and my middle finger and my wedding finger will stretch it out so that's easier to hook. And as it closes, you just pull one side out. Okay? This is the part that makes it look more like it's interlocked itself, because remember, we braid it all the way down loosely, right? So we have some coils here, we have a braid here, it's just messy. This part is going to web it in. We're going to do the same braided effect because this is the third piece. This is 1, 2, 3. This is how we're going to braid it in. We want it to be loose because it's going to mimic interlocking, but we're not going to do it tight. Okay, I like it loose because eventually it's going to get compacted. You want to allow that, right? So we're going to start. We're going to go over that area. Remember, loosely, right? Loosely. So it's creating an effect and an illusion. You're stretching the hair, not the braid, but the hair, just going around like that, because then when it coils up, it gives it a nice messy effect. So we're going to do that. We're going to make sure we're going to go over that second piece that we added with this piece of extension. Make sure that we go over that, even if it's messy, because that's how it brings everything together. Past that, see right there, we passed it. Even if the hairs are thin, it's still grabbing it, it's hugging it in a sense of wrapping around the added extension. And you're just going to keep on going to the end of the hair. Hopefully it goes all the way down to the bottom. Again, it's messy. We want it to be. If need be, you can grab some of this, but in terms of the ending of what you first did, you can grab the ending of that, but we don't need to do that. So I'm just going to take that and twist it around the ending. And it doesn't have to be neat, but twisting it gives you a nice little coil at the bottom once you wet it. Okay. Now we're going to go in with the needle. Okay, this is a 0.5, there's 7.5, there's different ones. I like the 0.5. We're going to, I'm not sure if you learned how to do this, right? But what I do is I go in between, right? And I rotate like this, or I rotate the hair like this to make sure that I'm instant locking in between there. I'm pulling my hairs, I'm pulling the hairs together in between the lock, and I'm compacting it so it's locked, right? So that's what I'm going to be doing here, where I attach the extension initially to my own hair. You don't want to do it where it's ripping your hair out, where you're ripping it out. You want to make sure it's going back and forth, and you'll hear the hair moving. But what you're doing is juking the hair and causing webbery in the midst. And as you're rotating the hair with your fingers, it's keeping it within that area. Okay, that's where it's getting all messed up by the hooking. Okay, you're going to also notice the hair jumbling up because you're pulling it up here, right? See how I'm pulling it here? You want to be able to pull this down as you're doing it. Some people only target the area that they joined. I like to web all the way through, and especially where I have little bubbles like this, I like to hook all the way through. So this is what I'm going to do just to show you. Locks are not perfect. Some of them want them neatly unison, and that's fine. But when you're creating your matting, that's the whole idea. And eventually, as time goes on, it will start to compact on its own, especially if you're retying properly, palm rolling properly, compressing it properly. Even if you have to go back in with this needle periodically, even after 2, 3 months, even a year, you're compacting it and you're instant locking it and you're taming it to make sure that it's unison, and you're locking it this way. This is called instant locking, right? So because we formed this, we braided it, it's going to bubble up, which is fine. I do like that effect because as I'm locking it right now with the needle, when I wet it, it's going to fall straight, right? It's going to fall. And as it dries, whatever webbery, all these pieces here are going to just mat up on its own. Not the same day, but eventually. And as I braid, do braid outs and all those other things, I play with it, it will have a chance to become more compacted in unison. The ends and the fray will be embedded in. It will be unison in the sense of its circumference, the sizing from my hair to the extension. And that's what I enjoy. So yes, we are finished. If you need to go back in here a little bit, do so, because you'll see it and you'll feel it. You just want to make sure that it's compacted and it's blending in seamlessly. And there you go. So I pulled it because it is a braid and I like that. And so this is how I add my lock extensions. Here's a few of them that I've done earlier today. They're not wet yet, but yeah. Now this is how it looks wet because I had wet this side, but this is how it looks wet. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful? And it has like that curled effect at the end. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Thank you for watching.